And when things got a little political, because, there was people who were red, people who were blue there. When anything got political, I just tried to go put a pineapple sticker on their shirt and change the conversation.
Gross.
What are you talking about, gross, son? Little swap. Hey, what's up, mate? No, I'm just kidding. But, man, I love Open Bar and I love Tito's. And I just wanted to say thanks for the party. Now, I hope everybody's partying down on Beal tonight. Grizzlies get a big dub. We're going to talk some Lakers. Speaking of polls, we got to talk about the college football playoff. It has been released. Not very shocking. I mean, the AP and the college football playoff rankings are literally identical through the first 12, except for the College Football Playoff Committee has Ohio State 2 and Georgia 3, where the AP has Georgia 2 and Ohio State 3. That's where I'm going to start today because, one, college football playoff is, I think, flat out, straight up, kind of interesting. College football is in the full swing of everything, and I would like to remind you of a few things that I noticed, just some observations that I made. And I got to start with the Big Ten. It has number 1, number 2, number 6, and number 8. If you don't know who I'm talking about off the top of your head, that's Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, and Indiana. Now, if you've been paying any attention to their schedules over the final month, guess what, of the regular season? Those 4 teams don't play against each other except for once until the conference championship game, and that's when Ohio State plays number 8 and undefeated Indiana. What does that mean? Well, if Ohio State wins that game, they are favored. The Big Ten would have a rematch of the Buckeyes and Oregon in its conference title game. A 1-loss Penn State and a 1-loss Indiana would still be in the playoff mix. So what it looks like to me already is Big Ten's getting 4 in. The Big Ten is getting 4 in. And then, of course, the SEC. Number 3, 5, 7, and 11. You got Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, and Alabama. Now, I have no idea with what's going to happen in the SEC because the SEC is absolutely crazy. Who is going to play in that conference championship game? I would also like to remind you that people that are still in the mix in the SEC, you have Texas at 14, Texas A&M at 14, LSU at 15, Ole Miss at 16. Ole Miss plays Georgia this weekend. LSU, Death Valley plays Alabama, who, by the way, is sitting there at 11 and in the college football playoff. So there's going to be some party crashers. There's going to be some movement in the SEC. There is a path to 4 playoff invites. In the SEC, it's just not as clear, I think, as the Big Ten. There's also, though, no wiggle room, though, for the Big Ten. Because outside of the 4 teams that are ranked in the top 12, the Big Ten doesn't have another team in the top 25. So those 4 feel like if they do what they're supposed to do, you're going to have 4 Big Ten teams. In the SEC, again, path to 4 is not nearly as clear, but there is a little wiggle room. And again, looking just outside of the 12, like outside the top 12 with A&M, LSU, and Ole Miss and all the games that they have going forward, I still think they get 4 in. So the college football playoff rankings are out. Some other observations. Like Tennessee ranked 7th. They got Georgia next week. I guess the Penn State, them being ranked just ahead of Tennessee drives me absolutely crazy. Since they have a defense that has not given up 20 points in any game this entire deadgum season. None. I mean, nobody. And that offense is getting better. Dylan Sampson's been running. Man, I got 19 touchdowns, 5.7 yards per carry, and 980 yards. By the way, that's a record for a Tennessee running back. It's the most touchdowns in a season. He's already got it. There's games left, 4 games left. I mean, Tennessee closes their last 4 remaining games, you got Mississippi State this weekend. Then they travel to Georgia on November 16th. They host UTEP on the 23rd. And then they go and visit Vandy on November 30th. And the reason I bring that is it's a damn. I know Vandy's 6-3, but Louisville's 6-3. How the hell Vandy? How'd they keep Vandy out of the top 25?
You can't.
They did. That's a travesty. Man, they don't respect Diego and Dora. They just don't. Dora. Man, come on now. Diego, Vanderbilt, what they've done this year, I mean, I think the AP had a better top 25 than the College Football Playoff Committee. Also, when I look at it, I'm kind of curious, what was the actual process? Like, they say it's the exact same as it was last year, that we just ranked the best teams 1 through 25. That's what my man Ward Manuel said, the Michigan athletic director. He's the college football committee, selection committee chair. Also, just kind of looking outside of the top 12 with the teams that can wreck this party. Like SMU at number 13. They're the first team on the outside looking in. Then you got a bunch of SEC teams. Like I said, you got Texas A&M, LSU, Ole Miss, all right there. Rebels must win this weekend. Rebels, Lane Kiffin. This will be the biggest game in his career. This is going to be the biggest game in Ole Miss possible history. If they fall short, I'm going to have to watch 100,000 of the most beautiful women on planet Earth cry. And I just want you to know I'll be there for you. But I don't want to see them cry. I want to see them cheer, and I want to party because, again, I got 6 ladies with me in a limo, man. And you know what the best part about it is? I open bar Johnny last night.
Open bar Johnny.
Limo Johnny this weekend. Guess who's paying for that? Not me. Not me, baby.
Get a little free 99
Man,
extra.
you just become like entertaining, funny, good looking, and a lot of fun. It's amazing. People with money want you around, bro.
Sounds like you just described Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's a moron. Butt chin. Tom Brady is actually not a moron. I just don't like him in the booth.
You said very handsome, wealthy. I thought you were.
He is very handsome. I'll give him that. He's had a lot of plastic surgery and Botox. He is very wealthy. I mean, he got $375 million and never even called a game. And still, Greg Olson runs laps around that boy in the booth. Andy owns part of the Raiders, which also is one of the reasons he's very vanilla in the booth. Did you know he's getting fined for one of the comments he made last year, just criticizing an official? That's what I'm talking about. This whole thing, like, he can't even be himself in the booth because he's a part owner of the Raiders and he's handcuffed. Yeah, he got fined for criticizing the refs. Because you can't do that when you're a part owner. But damn it, part owners don't need to be in the booth. How did I get off on Tom Brady? Oh, because I was just describing myself.
You're describing yourself.
And my point was that when I go down to Oxford this weekend, I want to see a big dub. Ole Miss is right there in striking distance. LSU at 15 has Alabama coming to the crib. Right there in striking distance. And I honestly, when I look at that game, I have no idea. These are some of the biggest games. The College Football Playoff Committee has put out their rankings. And this weekend, we've got some monsters. I mean, the Georgia-Ole Miss game, Georgia's right there at 3. Where would they fall? Ole Miss at 16, how far would that push them up? They have 2 losses. A loss to LSU, a very close one, and then a very stupid loss to Kentucky.
You think Bama and LSU elimination game for the loser?
I think it is, and I have to say, man, I don't know what would help out LSU more. If you're an LSU fan, are you rooting? I mean, if you're an Ole Miss fan, are you rooting for LSU to beat Alabama? I mean, if you're a Tennessee fan, you want Alabama to beat LSU.
A lot on the line.
Because you beat Alabama. I mean, hell. Alabama, LSU, definitely an elimination game. By the way, is Missouri the most overrated team in the top 25, or is it just me? I mean, I think that Missouri team is very pedestrian. Brady Cook, he did one of the coolest things I've ever seen. But man, I don't really like compared to that. No, don't like that. But the college football playoff rankings are out, and again, there's some great paths. The other thing is though is also you have to feel pretty damn good about Boise State and their chance to make it. Like, you know, they in now, right? Like, it's happening. The other thing is Darian, have you looked at how the games would go, by the way?
Oh, yeah. You mean the bracket?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Do you like it? I love it.
Yeah, I mean, you
I
give
like
the best
fact,
team the bye.
I just love the fact that they give the 4 conference champions from the Power 4 conferences the bye.
Yeah.
No matter where they're ranked. You won your conference championship game. You got in the championship game. I like that. And I also just like how those first weekend games fall in. Man, I'm telling you. I think I'm so excited. And I've never also been so wrong. Did you know this, Darren? I don't know if we were working together. Do you know when they expanded to 12? Did you know that I had a very like when hindsight's 2020.
You had an issue with it?
It was a very dumb opinion of mine. But it is, you know, like when you get a little older, you get set in your ways and you start getting set in your beliefs.
Yep, me and Mike were just speaking about that.
So, like before the college football playoff expansion actually was implemented and they were talking about doing it, I was like, no. Why would you ruin something that's perfect? And what I was talking about is the regular season, because the NBA regular season, half of it doesn't matter because they don't care until Christmas Day, and half the country doesn't care until football's over. Baseball's regular season is so damn long that even a baseball junkie like me would go broke if I bet all damn summer on 162. I get so excited in April. Woo, it's opening day. And man, in July, I'm like, bro, let's go. It's hot. Let's go to the pool. Let's drink some Tito's. I ain't watching baseball today. Football's around the corner. I'm going to read Phil Steele, my Athlon book. I'm getting ready for football again. The regular season in the NFL, it's about just making the playoffs. You know what I mean? The regular season in the NFL is good because America loves football, the NFL. But I didn't want college football to become like the NFL because I thought each week it's do or die. Like, you get one shot. You screw up in the regular season, only 4 teams are going. You can't screw up. And again, every year, Ohio State, Ohio State, Michigan played at the end of the year.
And it was worth something.
It was like usually whoever won that was going to make it to the college football playoff.
So you like the BCS format, sounds like.
Well, yeah, I loved it.
That sounds like you like BCS.
I loved it because the regular season every single week was so important. The expansion now is out, and let me tell you something. I love it even more because, one, each week feels so big, but you do have a little bit of hope if you lose that you can wiggle your little self back up in this joint.
You know they stole the metric from themselves. You know this is just the NCAA metric. Look at it. You get buys. You give teams opportunity to get on that hot streak and become a Cinderella.
Yep.
What if Boise, as constituted, Boise takes out Ohio State, takes out BYU, you got the whole country screaming, Cinderella, go win it all.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
NCAA basketball format.
Yeah, man. But just don't. I think 12 is perfect right now.
Oh, yeah. It'll grow. You know, the money, if they want more money, it'll grow.
We can't grow, man. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of playoffs.
I mean.
Wait, 4 and 4. It's boom, boom.
But once upon a time, you thought you
4.
couldn't do it because of injuries, though.
Yeah, man.
It's like these kids cannot play, extra games. At first it was 10.
Now they're getting paid, so it doesn't matter.
You remember 12 was the limit. Now they're playing 13, 14. So the winner would end up playing what, 15 games, 16?
Depends on if you have a bye or not.
Yeah. So.
But again, I can't worry about it because now it's more like a professional sport. And again, I just wanted to say that was a dumb idea. The college football playoff rankings are out. And again, if you look at the top 12, you have to feel good if you're a Big Ten homer because Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana, and Penn State feel like they're in. I mean, James Franklin, and even though they lost Ohio State, they ain't got nobody they're going to lose to the rest of their schedule. Indiana's only got one tough game, and that's Ohio State. Ohio State needs to win to get back in the college football. I mean, in the Big Ten championship to stay up there, and they get to play Oregon again. That'll be fascinating. SEC, like I said, you got 4 right now in the top 12 with Georgia, Texas, Tennessee at 7, Alabama at 11. But then this week we got Alabama and LSU playing each other. We got the number 2, Georgia playing 16 Ole Miss. Like Texas is like, I mean, there's an opportunity for 4 there.
I got a question for you.
Shoot.
Based on the locales of the 4 games, not the bye games, but the 4 games that would be played in the first round from a college scene, where would Johnny want to go? You only get to choose one game.
Okay, say that again now.
You only get to choose one game to go to out of the first 4 being played, either in Knoxville, Columbus, down in Austin, or in Happy Valley up there in Pennsylvania?
Mm-hmm.
So where's Johnny going? Which game are you attending, basically?
I think Tennessee.
So you'd go to Tennessee, Indiana. Man, I am going to Austin. I am going to Texas and Alabama.
See, man, I just don't believe Alabama's going to be there. I don't think Alabama's going to be that great. And I like Texas.
No, this is college scene. This is Johnny. I'm going to a game.
Oh, well, see,
yeah. I'm going to a game. You get to choose one of these
I like the
4.
Vol Navy, man. I'm rolling up in there on a yacht, brother. What you talking about? Have you seen the scene in Knoxville? Shoot.
You headed to Knoxville?
Man, I love K-Town. Knoxville's nice, man. And have you ever been inside of that arena, bro?
Nope.
It gets buck wild. Do me a favor. Go to your Twitter and look up that Vol stuff. Look at the power tee. Look at the lights. Look at the way that whole stadium gets. Man, they bump it up in Knoxville.
Plus, you get to see your twin, the baseball coach.
Tony
little
V,
Tony,
baby.
Little Tony.
Now, I mean, Austin wouldn't be bad. It's also because I like Tennessee more than Texas.
Touche.
Not the state, just I like the Vols. I mean, Texas just came in the SEC. I used to hate Texas. Big 12 losers. Vince Young screwing me out of my money, running to the side of the end zone. Mac Brown messing everything up, man. Whenever Mac Brown was their coach, man, I swear I lost every week on Texas. He used to think they were good. He never covered. Damn it.
Well, I think the other 2 are easy outs. I wouldn't go to Happy Valley nor Columbus.
Man,
not to see Boise State.
Penn State is going to be cold up there, son.
Plus, they're playing in Notre Dame.
Yeah. And what was the other one you said?
You got Texas, Bama, and Austin. You got Knoxville. You got Columbus with Ohio State and Boise, or Happy Valley.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't go to Ohio
Either
State.
one of those. Yeah, I ain't going to Happy Valley. So,
now, I mean, dude, the Shoe is a awesome arena. I mean, awesome. And they dot the I. I mean, they got a great tradition. But I really think Boise State is a wonderful football team, but I think they'd end up getting mollywopped.
Not as good a game if you're a 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you.
I mean, Tennessee, I also would love to see Indiana. Like, I want to see this Big Ten team that came out of nowhere and that Vols defense. I mean, the offense for Indiana. Like, I think the game would be the best game because Indiana scores like it's going out of style. Tennessee's defense still has not given up 20 points in the damn game all season long.
You're right. Might be the best game
In
on
fact,
the docket.
they've only given up 1 touchdown in the first quarter to anybody all season long. Did you think about that? Like, that defense is stout. They rotating 13 studs up in there in their front 7, keeping everybody fresh and coming at you. The back end is good. Linebackers fly around, but that secondary, very opportunistic. I'd go see that Vols and see how Indiana.
You just sold me on that, man.
Man, that Indiana offense, I want to see them realistically against a SEC defense like Tennessee. I still think Tennessee's got the best defense in the country. At least the best one from my eyeballs that I've watched. Damn, I'm over. I love talking college football. And I was an idiot at once because I didn't want the expansion. But thank you for shoving it down my throat because I actually like it. I love it. Shoot, I want some more of it. Come on, Ole Miss, please. Big game, 2:30. Georgia, Ole Miss. Georgia, 2.5-point favorite. Totals 45.5. I got some early bets that we're going to look at during the weekend. Like the line movement saved me yesterday because remember, I was going to jump all over Bowling Green. When we were on the show, it was 12. Did you know that when that thing went off and I was looking at it, it got all the way to 15? That much money, that much line movement. You know what that told me?
Sharks
Back
out.
the bleep up. Back up. Bowling Green only won by 10. Whew. That's called dodging a bullet. I felt like I was in the Matrix and Neo. Whew. 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 Safe like that.
You were Neo?
Yeah, bro. I was Neo. You know, I just realized I've got a very, very high. Boy, I like myself, don't I?
Yeah, you've already said you were attractive already.
I mean, I'm not the one that says it to me every day. It's all you ladies out there.
It's the beard. The Tony V beard.
Everybody, do me a favor. Come back and listen to this egomaniac, because we're going to talk with Dustin Starr, another egomaniac who's everywhere. He's going to be at the Grizzlies-Lakers game tonight. You know him from Memphis Wrestling. You know him from the Redbirds. He joins me on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to real sports talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
For life's spectacular moments, only a real diamond will do. At Sissy's Log Cabin, you'll discover a brilliant selection of natural diamonds, along with our promise of unmatched quality and service. The only real diamond is a natural diamond from Sissy's. Find yours when you stop by any of our 6 locations or shop online at sissyslogcabin.com. Discover the natural diamond of your dreams only at Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
Did you know the PayPal debit card now earns you 5% cash back in the monthly category of your choosing? Groceries, restaurants, health, beauty, gas, and apparel on up to $1,000 of monthly purchases. I'm using my PayPal debit card to earn 5% cash back on apparel. With my travel schedule, I'm buying clothes online all the time. Sign up for the PayPal debit card through the new app.
Terms apply. See PayPal app. This card is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A., pursuant to license by MasterCard International, Inc.
Young Grizzlies fans want to hone your skills on the Grizzlies home court? That's right. Junior Grizzlies Game Day Clinics presented by Ortho South are back. Get ready to take your child's skills to the next level by signing up at grizzlies.com/juniorgrizzlies.
I'm with John Burgos from the world-famous Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948.
Brett, we have catered parties all over this country and all over the world, from Singapore, Australia, to Central Park in New York. But many people don't realize how much we do locally. For holiday events, office parties, tailgating, birthday parties, you can't do better than the Rendezvous. For example, you can get a cheese and sausage tray for 15 to 300 people for $3.75 per person. You can even build your own nacho bar for $10.50 per person. All you need is a minimum of 15 people. In many cases, we can arrange delivery and full-service catering. We've even made it easy to get to-go items. You can just park at our front door in the alley, put on your flashes, and we'll get you going ASAP. For all your catering items and prices, go to hogsfly.com, click on menu, and drop down to catering.
Thank you, John. The Rendezvous, Mr. Charlie Burgos' Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948 and celebrating its 75th year.
Simple, smooth, and every sip is easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does your favorite mixers. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand-bottled, taste-tested, sent out to a few friends, then taste-tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff, just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. It is a hump day. You know what we do on hump day? We talk to the man, Dustin Starr. Dustin's going to have a busy night tonight. Dustin will be down at the Grindhouse because the Lakers are coming to town. Grizzlies a 2.5-point favorite. Is Bronny James going to be in there? Probably. Is Anthony Davis going to be there? Some ladies need to go out there and just, man, she'd like some spa, like go, hey, Anthony Davis, you come to our spa today. We will do you an eyebrow waxing for free. Come on, let me make that bridge. We need a gap in that joint. Like, are you all about the unibrow thing? Like, Darren, you laughing over there. Like, I don't know what it is.
It's so funny. You said a spa should call him here in Memphis and remove his brow.
Bro,
it's like the Memphis Bridge. If no other place he should keep it should keep it here, man. It looks like the Memphis Bridge. The DeSoto Hernando.
It does look like the Memphis Bridge.
Yeah,
that's
the DeSoto Hernando. So he should keep it when he's here. Let him shave it off when he goes to Milwaukee or something.
Man, you don't want to shave that junk. Start to growing out
your
beard, man.
Back
You
like
want to
your
make
beard.
sure you like wax that junk. Seriously, man. Next thing you don't want to turn him into what's the little dude, Eddie Munster? That'd be terrible. Dustin Starr, man, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm good, man. You can't get rid of that man's unibrow.
Thanks,
Come on.
Dustin. Thank you.
That's
Especially
his
not here.
gimmick. I mean, that's like taking the gap out of like straight hands teeth
Oh, my
or
goodness.
like Arnold
That's
or
what-
something. You know,
That's
it's
what D said.
recognizable.
Yeah, it is recognizable. It is. It is.
You know what? Like if he were to do that, I bet they would talk more at the after game press conference about his unibrow being gone than they probably would the match or the game.
What possessed you to finally turn your one eyebrow into two?
I can see it now. Where did you get that done? Did you get that done in Memphis? Who was it?
Man, if any spa actually did it, they'd become like immediately get like millions of dollars worth of free pub all across the country.
For sure, absolutely, nationwide, worldwide, probably of the unibrow being shaved or waxed or whatever. But yeah,
now
you can't do that to that guy.
No, I guess you can. It's just something I always notice. Like I just can't stop looking at it. Like man, now
And you know what I always notice.
That he's always on the bench and he's injured?
Other than that is when we're at FedEx Forum with the Lakers versus Grizzlies. Me and BLJ, my tag team partner with the Dreads, Super Duper Dreads, we always say, where's all these faker fans at? Them faker fans. You know what we love the most is we love the most when they're leaving early. Disappointed because John and them Grizz are mollywopping them. That's what we like about the Lakers coming to town.
Man, yeah, because you'll see a lot more, like you mostly the Grindhouse is all Grizz. But if it's the Lakers, you will see some of them yellow jerseys in the stands, and seeing them turn around and leave early is always nice. My question is though, they've been Grizzlies been up and down on the season. Like they're one of the most confusing basketball teams in the world right now. If you look at the record, like I don't know if you know this. I was so furious when they lost to Brooklyn at home, the Nets. I'm sitting there going, that's ridiculous. And then they didn't just lose at home. They went on the road and lost to Brooklyn. And then they lost to the Bulls and blew a 20-point lead. They lost to the Rockets. And then they beat the 76ers, the Bucks. I mean, I'm like, the Grizzlies are just strange.
Especially for me being the MC working the game. So, I'll get, my focus on what's happening next, what I'm got to do next, what I'm going to say, who's getting hit with this cake or whatever. And then by the time I look up after a couple minutes, I'm like, hey, man, the Grizzlies are up by 20. This is awesome. And then you do our spot, and then a couple minutes later look up and it's like, whoa, wait, what just happened? And then it's a whole different ball game. And you're like, what? So when we're up by 30 the other night, I'm like, it's like almost fourth quarter. Hey, guys, calm down. Calm down. No lead is safe. So I hate it when we get up big and then everybody's like, oh, we got this, because sometimes we don't got that. I don't know. John Morant is making so many of these highlights, these 360, layups and all sorts of stuff. I saw this man the other day live, okay, sitting down at the three-point line, pump faked, and then threw an alley-oop, I think, to Santi, and it was awesome. So, like, to even hear that these guys could lose, I'm kind of shocked because some of the stuff I've seen has been so spectacular. I mean, it really has been. It's been incredible. But then also when we do our, when we do our life care injury report and everything, you look up and it's like the whole team's on there still.
Yeah, and also like the defense, turnovers, things like that. They would drive you crazy. But I want to ask you about one specific player, and I want to know what you think about Zach Edey, because you with Memphis Wrestling of all like giants, and he is a giant. And last game he played, because the first few games, again, he's a rookie, start really bad. And then it's like, I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work. And then I'm sitting there like going, Huff, 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 I love Jay Huff. Yeah.
Yes, right?
And then Zach Edey goes out there and drops 25, grabs 12 boards, has 4 blocks, and went 11 from 12 from the field. And I was like, damn.
Insane. Yeah, these guys are new, man. Even Huff, he's not a rookie, but like he's new to the team. Takes just a second. It's early in the season, and I'm not a big X's and O's guys. I'm more like, as far as the game ops entertainment, the people love Edey. They do. They love him in the arena. They love Huff. I'm seeing jerseys from players other than Ja and Jaren out there now at FedEx Forum. So.
I saw a Scottie Pippen Jr. Jersey, and it said on the front of it, it says, "Can I meet you? And please give me your mom's number."
Oh, my gosh. I've been hearing these stories. I had no idea of any of this drama, and then all of a sudden everybody's, hey, did you hear about this? I'm like, no way. And then it's, like, true.
Dude, yeah, it was amazing.
It is kind of cool hearing the name Scottie Pippen Jr. being called out by Marcus on the PA, though, at the Forum. I love that.
And plus, I ain't going to lie to you, my man's giving us amazing minutes. I love me some Scottie Pippen Jr. Now, I love his mother more because she's a beautiful woman, and you know what?
Hey, now.
More, hey, I'm her
you
age,
might be listening.
bro. If Marcus Jordan, I don't have that kind of money, but dude, he's like 30. Man, I'm her age. This is all right.
You're insane. I know one thing. I know that the Grindhouse will be full, whether it's raining outside or not. It will be full tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have not gotten a peek at anything that we're doing or games that we're playing. A lot of times we'll kind of get a sneak peek at those before, a couple hours before the game, so I can kind of get mentally prepared. But we've had a lot of fun. Me, Sydney, and BLJ at the table and doing the free T-shirts and games. I think there's some stuff that you guys haven't seen yet. Obviously, still early in the year. There's some games and fun stuff that we're going to do. Halloween was fun. We all had our Ghostbusters costumes on, and then we saw Jigsaw Grizz. Cake a couple of people. He threw this cake so hard the other day, Johnny. The 2 rows behind him were hit.
Dang.
He throws this thing like a fastball, like a Memphis Redbirds fastball. Threw it, bam, it hit, and then the 3 rows behind him were all caked as well. So Grizz is in rare form already this season.
Grizz in rare form. Grizzlies. I'm ready for them to get on that run. I'm ready for them to get healthy, get ready, rock out, and Ja continue. Man, just Ja, you beat Ja, man. Did you see Devontae Adams said Ja Morant he thinks is the best athlete on planet Earth?
I did see that, and I was just thinking, man, all right, there's got to be somebody else. Who else is there? And then you look across the league, there's a lot of athletic people, NFL, whatever. So I'm just thinking, and I don't remember seeing highlights quite like what I've seen so far this year, which I think is very cool coming off of, not playing very much last year and everything that was going on. And then he comes back and he's spectacular. So now it's like, okay, now let's turn that into wins. So, yeah, I mean, he might be right. Every time he hits the floor, though, or lands funny, like on one leg.
Scares you. But I've been watching Shea do the same thing for years, and he looks like he wears the pins just for a little cushion and the tushy. Not because he's incontinent.
Ja will hit the floor a lot. Like, this dude's playing. He'll hit the floor a lot, and every time he does, I grab my heart like, oh, no, please get up. Please get up. Or you know how they go up for the rebound or something, go up for a block, and they come down on one leg, and you're just like, oh, no. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Man. So we've been talking, we've been talking a lot about a little basketball because tonight, again, Lakers at the Grindhouse playing the Grizzlies. Dustin, is definitely going to be down there partying like a rock star, making everything entertaining. The Grizz girls, awesome. Man, when they were right behind me the other night, it took me, I thought Chaz was going to beat me up.
I looked for you. I couldn't.
I saw you like
where
6 times. You walked by me, and I tried to say hi, but you got the mic, and you're like, man, you just kind of spastic as hell.
Well, so sometimes,
I said what up to Pugs and Rob and everybody.
I was looking for you because I remember you telling me you were sitting next to the bench. And so there's some nights where, I might have the second half off. Like I might be front loaded in the first half and then something's going on in the second half. So then I'm kind of just watching the game like a spectator, which is cool. But that was one of those games where
you were up on that all time on that thing behind us.
Almost every single time out, which is super cool because it makes the game go by so fast. It's like being at work and if you're flipping burgers and nobody's ordering burgers, you're just standing there. You know what I mean? But if you got a lot to do, you're just rocking and rolling. By the time you look up, it's like, oh, wow, it's already, third quarter or fourth quarter. But I was so busy that day. There was no way I could stop. But, yeah.
It's all right. I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you didn't because I was already worried that you're going to make me do something stupid.
I don't know. Grizz, he was hitting people with cakes that night. You never know.
I was like, man, please don't. Please don't.
Dustin, you should have made John play Price is Right.
Oh,
Dude,
I know.
I was sitting right behind
won.
you with the Price is Right. Yeah, the lady won.
She won.
She did. That's a really fun one. I think the most nerve-wracking ones are the long games. They're like 8 to 10 minutes long, whether it's a Price is Right or, That's My Bag. And then what's the one that's like like the Millionaire Game, Seats or No Seats. It's like Deal or No Deal, Seats or No Seats, because those last so long. They're 8 to 10 minutes long, and they're during halftime. And so anytime you're doing something during halftime, it's like, okay, all right, don't mess this up.
Yeah, this is nerve-wracking.
Because that's a long time to be out there without a net, and you're live and everything else, So I love those.
I'm excited about the Grizzlies, but, man, that's not the only thing going on because you have some huge events coming up, man. Your 200. Huge. You got the 200 episode that y'all are going to record. Is that correct, coming up on November 17th?
That is correct. So it will be episode 200. We're filming it on November 17th. That's next Sunday. There are some tickets available. I know ringside are gone. I would get those tickets because it is a historic day. We're going to film 200. But also, Johnny, I've been looking at this, and we're writing the stories and doing all this stuff. But then I realized that we did 100 episodes before we were Memphis Wrestling. So I've actually done almost 300 episodes in a row on Saturday afternoons for the last however long. 300 in a row. How crazy is that?
That's crazy awesome, fool. That is ridiculous.
Man. Now, that doesn't probably hold a candle to what you do because you do a daily show. But for me to do wrestling every Saturday, 300 in a row is crazy.
Man, this is the only job I could do because I'm opinionated and I'm annoying. And they only give me 2 hours so I don't annoy everybody else because I don't shut up. You know how it is. So you actually do work. You have to book all your wrestlers. I mean, what you do.
Crazy.
It's crazy wild, but it's also crazy awesome. And tell me, who you got for a special guest on your 200th episode?
Well, we've got boxing legend Butterbean. I don't know if you've seen the story on this guy, but he's gone through it, man. He was in a wheelchair. He couldn't walk. Yeah, he was real down. And I don't exactly know what how he became ill or whatever, but he went to DDP's house, and I know that you guys have heard. He went to P.
Diddy's party? That's how Jamie Foxx got poisoned.
Oh, my God. I didn't say P. Diddy. I said
yes,
DDP. Diamond Dallas Page. Bang! The Diamond Cutter.
I know the Diamond Cutter. He had the blonde hair with the curls.
He did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's got what he's called DDPY, which is DDP Yoga. He also has a safe house, so he's been notorious of helping save the life of Jake the Snake Roberts. Scott Hall was fighting drug addiction. He pulled him in and helped him out.
Serious?
Of course, I'm being dead serious. DDP is a lifesaver. And Buff Bagwell, who was real bad on drugs and drugs and alcohol, just trying to get his life back together, DDP brought him in, and then Butterbean was one of the guys. So if you look Butterbean up, you'll see that he's been through it. But now, he's back on his feet. He can walk. I saw a promo recently where he wants to fight again. And, that gets me excited because I'm thinking, who the hell is Butterbean going to knock out at Memphis Wrestling? So he'll be there for that. But then also something huge is going to happen. And I can't really say anything about it. But next week when we talk, I think some news will be out and we'll be talking a whole lot about it.
Do you know who Wanda Halliburton is?
I've heard that name.
Is that her
How
name?
would I know that name?
She's the lady who screwed up everything in this whole damn city with I can't get my tags to my damn car. Bought a new car. It took 6 months to get tags for my damn car. How about you get Butterbean and knock that woman out, please?
Hey, Butterbean's coming. Hey, you know what? We'll put Butterbean on this show, and you can tell him. Make a hit list. Have Butterbean on. I can link you up with him.
Oh, I got a hit list. This is all.
This is so funny. He's got a couple of different numbers. Like, you have to get through one number to get to the next number. Like, he's got gatekeepers that help keep, I guess, fans that get his phone number away. But maybe he'll let me hook you guys up, and then you can give him your hit list.
And I'm just going to act like I'm nice and bring in Wanda and grab Kenny and grab Brian, a bunch of idiots I don't like, take them down there and just get Butterbean to knock them the hell out. This sounds like a dream come true.
Oh, yeah. I think people know who Butterbean is because he became some sort of pop culture icon of knocking people out. The highlight reels, everybody's seen the bald-headed guy that's kind of heavy-set that can fight like hell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, WWE brought him in during the Attitude Era, and they had what they called Brawl for It All, and it was a shoot boxing match. And all these wrestlers had boxing matches. A lot of dudes got hurt. But anyway, Bart Gunn went one-on-one with Butterbean at WrestleMania, and it didn't last very long. It actually ended Bart Gunn's career. He got beat so badly and so quickly by Butterbean, and it really wasn't fair, in the WWE because that's not a boxing league. But Bart had won the tournament. He faced Butterbean at WrestleMania. Butterbean knocked him out. I mean, you got to go Google this, Johnny. He knocked him out so good that Bart had to leave WWE and ended up in New Japan Pro Wrestling, wrestling overseas and stuff. So that's his tie-in to professional wrestling, is he actually boxed at WrestleMania. It was a huge deal. And then, of course, he's just a legendary figure. So we're bringing him in, Butterbean. Plus, we'll have all of our big matches that are taking place at Milestone 200. And it should be a loaded card. And then anything that happens between now and then is just going to add excitement to it.
Speaking of getting loaded, on the 23rd, aren't y'all going to Ghost River?
Yes, we are.
I love their beer. By the way, I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
See, one of my good friends lives in Batesville, and the nice thing that you do is his son goes to optometrist school down here or whatever, and he always brings him back a couple cases of, like, different Ghost River brews. And, I honestly have never tried so many different Ghost River beers until he started, going to optometry school, and that stuff is fire.
Oh, it's incredible. They've got so many different labels and cans and flavors and all that, and they're making a special one called Main Event that's going to be sold at Memphis Wrestling and during Memphis Wrestling events. And so we're working on the artwork for that right now, and so that beer will be exclusive for Memphis Wrestling and Memphis Wrestling fans. So, yeah, the 23rd, tickets are as low as $10. I mean, it's very, very affordable. So, and all ages are welcome. Of course, kids can't sit at the bar, but this is more than just a bar. If you haven't been to Ghost River, you definitely got to go check it out.
Outside venue, man.
Man, this is on Main Street, so there's actually two buildings, and then there's a big play spot in the middle where you can play cornhole and whatever the kids can run all around. That's where the ring is going to be set up, but you've got a location on the left and the right. It's kind of hard to explain unless you go to the website or go to the location and see it. But I like the Wrestle Center because it's nice, it's clean, it's bright. You can sit on the toilets if you want. You're not, it's very nice and clean. Ghost River is probably the nicest, cleanest bar area that I've been to in Memphis.
It is so much fun, and it's that orange is sweet. Like,
you talking about the flavor?
I think that's the one because it was because I woke up early in the morning going to the Grove, and I don't want a mimosa, I'm just not down. But
Gotcha.
I saw this orange is sweet beer, and I'm like, damn, let me try that, and that was perfect for me.
Yeah. No,
and they
really,
used to have
really good stuff.
Aquaman. Remember that?
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah. They're making a
got some
main
good
event beer for Memphis Wrestling. Also, they sell cans of beer at the Wrestle Center, too. So when you come to our live TV taping, you can enjoy some Ghost River locally brewed beer. And then, of course, out on the 23rd, we'll be out there for that. So,
you got anything else coming down the pipe, by the way, Holmes?
Man, we've got the 17th of November, we have the 23rd of November, we have the 30th of November, and then we have December 8th. And then that'll be our last live event for 2025. So we got them, man, we got them rocking and rolling right now. And so then when we hit the new year, of course, the 2025 schedule is going to be really busy. I think we've got January 5 and 26. So we have two coming up in January. And we'll be announcing those featured guests and all that kind of stuff, too. And then also, man, big shout-out to my tag team partner, Booker T, out at Reality of Wrestling in Houston. Not only are those guys a WWE ID training facility, but WWE has released some news that on Sunday, this Sunday coming up at their live event, they're going to announce the first person who's gotten a WWE contract. Remember, we talked last week about WWE ID, independent development. They're starting to sign professional wrestlers to this WWE ID, and they're going to allow Reality of Wrestling to make the big announcement coming up on Sunday's event. So it's got me thinking, Johnny, like I keep my WWE ID Twitter account so I can see, when are they going to mention Memphis Wrestling? Is somebody going to be signed from Memphis Wrestling? They're doing it at Reality of Wrestling, so I've just got my fingers crossed that somebody or multiple people hopefully get big opportunities here from Memphis Wrestling.
By the way, if you're interested in wrestling, people, you can actually learn. Tell them how they can do that.
Oh, yeah. Go to WrestleCenter901.com. We are enrolling now. Men, women, wrestlers, referees, backstage producers, you name it. I mean, there is a whole gamut of things. And I know what you're thinking, man, I love wrestling, but I don't want to get in there and get beat up. Well, there's all sorts of jobs that do not involve getting beat up when it comes to the world of professional wrestling. So check it out, WrestleCenter901.com.
Dustin, man, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Don't work too hard. Have fun at the game tonight. Lakers, Grizzlies, 7 o'clock at the Grindhouse. And just, man, be blessed, pimp.
Man, I got it tonight, and then I think we got a game on Friday. And
what, against the Wizards?
Quick funny thing is I always have to be careful not to wear my bright yellow shoes when we play the Pacers, the Warriors, or the Lakers. One time I walked by Mr. Wexler, and he looked at my shoes. I go, oh, no. Sorry. He just started laughing like, wrong color tonight, brother.
Oh, man, man.
I'll see you guys tonight. I'll be dressed appropriately.
Man, have fun, man. Be blessed. That is my good buddy,
Thanks,
Dustin Farr. Dustin Starr. Follow him on Twitter at Dustin Starr. Just remember there's 2 R's. Now, I also got to tell you something. If you want to go down to the Grindhouse, don't you want to look good?
All the time.
Like, you don't go down there and, like, your T-shirt and your panties on.
No T-shirt and Speedos, no sir.
No, man, that just song popped in my head. I love that song. Put that on, man. It's gonna be a good night. Anyway, my point is, you can't look like you ain't gonna walk up in there in your sweatpants. Do people still wear sweatpants?
They do.
I thought they all wear yoga pants now.
Maybe 60-40 though.
60, mostly yoga pants.
Yeah.
Old school sweatpants, they're comfortable, but they ugly. You know that, right? Like, you look so cheap. Like, so cheap. Don't look cheap. Look good. But don't spend an arm and a leg to look good. Go to Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road. It's down in Olive Branch. And if you're like, John, I live in Memphis. Olive Branch is right down the street, bro. Darian lives in Olive Branch, and he works here in Memphis.
14 minutes away.
14 minutes away. But guess what? If that's too far for you, don't freak out. Just go to FrontierWesternStore.com. You can shop online. It's easy to navigate. You can shop by men's, women's, kids. You can shop by brands. You can shop by sales item. You can shop by kicks. Don't forget they have the largest boot showroom on planet Earth. Still have not gotten myself cowboy boots. I don't know why. If you know me, you would probably understand I'm not much of a cowboy. I do love shooting guns, and I love eating steak. I like to ride a horse, you know what I'm saying? But cowboy hats and cowboy boots, I don't think I look good in them. But damn, I got a lot of friends that do, and they love them. My buddy Matt's got them. He's had the pair before he got his new pair 20 years. 20 years. Where'd he get them? Frontier Western Store. If you want some Western boots, work boots, dress boots, just head on down to Olive Branch. They'll take good care of you. And ladies, white boots are in at college campuses. And if you're going to, like, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Who's going to Mississippi State? Let's stop kidding. If you go to Knoxville, if you go to the Tiger games and sit on one side, you want to look good. White boots are in. Frontier Western Store's got the best price you will ever see right now because I know Chas got some, and they look good. Frontier Western Store, FrontierWesternStore.com. We're back in 2 shakes. Got to talk a little NFL action. We got Hardwood because it feels so good. And what are we gambling on tonight? Well, I'll tell you about 12:50. Don't touch the dial. Sports 5698.5 FM.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Simple, smooth, and every sip is easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does your favorite mixers. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand-bottled, taste-tested, sent out to a few friends, then taste-tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff, just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. We got to talk about the trade deadline. Who got better? Who didn't do anything? Who's stupid? Oh, trust me, I'll tell you. We're going to talk a little NFL. We're going to look ahead. I got some bets for you. Also got to tell you, man, I got a great story. You know how I complain about today's athlete being too buddy-buddy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want them to not like each other. I don't want, hey, we go play. Hey, thanks for paying me, $90 million a year. That's my buddy over there. We're going to go play a little basketball, act like we're competitive, and then afterwards I'm just going to make sure I'm at your house party and hanging out with a bunch of strippers. Let's do it.
Drinking wine.
Vacationing together. No, I want you to hate each other. Because you know what? They're standing in the way for you to get a championship for your city. Rings for your career. But, man, I can tell you right now, you know the OG podcast? I know somebody who's still old school as all get out. And you know who that is?
Who is that?
My man Udonis Haslem. I love how he keeps it real. He said he still to this day, and he didn't mince any words when he was on the OG podcast. He said, I'm going to run in to Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett one day. And he said, I'm going to whip their ass. Because I still hate them. We'd been in the battles. We'd lost some battles. We won some battles. But his chest-bumping ways, talking about Garnett, his trash talking, Udonis Haslem is still frustrated with that. See, I like that. I like people who just want to go out there and cut you. On the other side, we talking NFL. Do me a favor, don't touch it out. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Family Leisure needs your help. Family Leisure has inventory they've got to move because you know what season is coming up. So why wait? You can complete your ultimate game room with a new pool table, a new shuffleboard, new arcade games, or just get all of them. Tons and tons of theater seating, overstocked and priced to move. 'Tis the season for fire pits, and all fire pits at Family Leisure are 20 to 30% off. You say you didn't get a spa this year? Well, say no more. Spas are in stock and they're ready for delivery and up to $1,500 off. These are just a few of the deals happening right now for a very limited time. So come on, check out their gigantic showroom. You never know what kind of deal you're going to find at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
offers a high-energy, full-body workout that utilizes the same equipment and technology employed by Floyd Mayweather to achieve his impressive 50-0 record. The workout features 4 types of heavy bags, treadmills, rowers, battle ropes, weights, and much more. Visit Mayweather Boxing and Fitness, located at 2257 North Germantown Parkway in Cordova. Train like a champ. Mayweather Boxing and Fitness, 901-673-1267.
Welcome to the Rendezvous.
This is John Vergas. When my dad started the Rendezvous in 1948, I don't think anyone could have imagined we'd still be serving shoulder, cheese plates, and our world-famous dry rub ribs 75 years later. But we are still here in the basement, in an alley in downtown Memphis. We sincerely thank you for making the Rendezvous what it is today. Charlie Vergas Rendezvous, a legendary experience for over 75 years, whether you dine in, pick up, or ship across the country.
Simple, smooth, and every sip is easier to last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does your favorite mixers. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand-bottled, taste-tested, sent out to a few friends, then taste-tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff, just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, mainly 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Join us celebrating 26 years of Napa Cafe. Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm inviting you over for dinner. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner of scrumptious combinations, fresh salads, homemade soups, or maybe start with an appetizer, like our baked Dungeness crab dip with manchego cheese, lemon, garlic, and French baguette toast. Drift into one of our fresh seafood dishes, like the caramelized sea scallops with curry beurre blanc, black forbidden rice, and Thai mango salad. Or our ancho honey glazed salmon with creamy black bean puree, avocado pico de gallo, and jalapeno crema. Maybe you're looking for something cozy and comforting, like our Duroc pork chop with apple brandy demi-glaze and blue cheese bacon mashed potatoes. We have something for everyone. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us as we celebrate 26 years of Napa Cafe. I'd sure love to see you.
56, WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10.
That was one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Happy hump day, everybody. I wish this damn rain would get out of here. Do you know I got cussed out?
By the rain?
Nope. By Chaz. So she told me on Monday, blow the leaves.
Ah, now they all matted up on you and whatnot.
Now I'm screwed. Now it's going to be like days before I can get it done. She's going to be so furious.
Find some high school kids pushing that lawnmower around the neighborhood.
Man, she didn't get me a blower on my birthday, and I'm not talking about the good one. She got me a backpack blower for my birthday. See, we can't buy women. This is how different. This is how weird the world is, man.
She buys something for you and put you to work?
She bought me. Now, can I tell you something? I ain't going to lie to you. I love it. Man, it made my life a lot easier. I didn't realize how, terrible the blower I had was, man. You get a real deal Holyfield, put that junk on your back. Man, that thing's done. Quickness. So I do have to say thank you. I appreciate it. But I don't like the fact that I can't buy you a Roomba for your birthday. Like, you will be like, oh, my God, I don't have to sweep anymore or vacuum. But if I did that, she would be so pissed and disappointed. I was very happy with mine. I'm like, yeah, man, thank you. Make my job easier.
Yeah,
it's not like I just bought you, more laundry detergent and some washing soap or something.
Yeah, you can't buy her a Swiffer.
It's a Roomba. That's a nice gift, right?
Yeah.
Please.
You can't do that. Buy a Swiffer.
Man, when things like that, when I'm getting in trouble, when I get in trouble for stupid things not blowing the leaves or buying a Roomba for a birthday. I just have to get away. So you know what I do? I head on to Getaway Sports Bar right there at 4632 Winchester Road. I can get there at any time. It's always open. It's raring to go. Television's everywhere. Always tuned to sports. It's like an NFL, college football, NBA, basketball. It's just a dream bar because it's got the coldest beer in town, great bar grub, 6 pool tables, 2 dartboards, golden tea, and again, TVs everywhere. Great atmosphere and cold, cold beer. Getaway Sports Bar, 4632 Winchester Road. If you screw up, don't listen to her, bitch. Just go to Getaway Sports Bar. She'll come back and love you in the morning. Take the cuelos and she'll love you in the morning. Getaway Sports Bar, 4632 Winchester Road. I wonder if they like that ad. What do you think?
They probably love your Tony Montana.
Give her tu cuelos, I love her in,
For those
she'll
that
love her
did
in the
know,
morning.
that was Tony Montana. That wasn't Tony Johnny. That was Tony Montana.
Tony Montana. My name is Tony Montana. I got arsenal of cocaine. Sorry. Now we're going to get back to sports. At least I wasn't talking like crazy stuff.
No, tons of people try that Tony Montana accent and fail.
Yeah, I probably failed too, but who cares? I would tell you, though, there's certain teams out there in the National Football League that seem like they care a little bit more than others. And there's certain players who probably woke up after yesterday and felt like $1 million. And let me tell you who one of them is. Imagine going from a locker room in a team that just lost to the Carolina frickin' Panthers. You now are boarding a plane to go to Washington, hang out with a bunch of PIMPs. I don't know if you know this. Dan Quinn's got it cooking, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, he got something going on. Him and old Cliff down there.
Man, Cliff got my man Jaden Daniels playing quarterback superstar. And now Marshawn Lattimore, who was stuck down in New Orleans. Now, New Orleans, fun town to party in and everything, but right now playing football for New Orleans is terrible. You won the first 2 games of the year, and you have not won a game since. They fired your coach. You just got reborn. You're going to literally one of the best teams in the NFC. And you can't sit there and anymore just say, oh, like, you know, they've been getting lucky. Listen, Cowboy fans, shut up. I know you think your team's good. They're 3-5 and they suck. Commanders 7-2. You are what your record says you are. Marshawn Lattimore, the Commanders, that's a big win for them. Locking him up yesterday, huge. And again, just think about how this man must feel. There is only one team in the NFC that has a better record, and they played 1 fewer game, and that would be the Detroit Lions. Yeah, you heard that correct. The Cardinals are winning the NFC West over there with a 5-4 record.
They got Aaron Rodgers coming to town.
Is that who the Cardinals play this week?
Yes, sir.
Dude, I hope Kyler Murray just goes Mighty Mouse all over the Jets' defense's face.
Now, with that being said, that'll take the Jets to 3-7. Does that put a nail in the coffin?
Dude, there's already a nail in the coffin, man. If the Jets actually think they're going anywhere, they need to stop fooling themselves.
Mathematically, they're still good, though.
Oh, so they going to run the table?
I don't know, but the middle of the pack is so bad. That wild card is, the wild card winner probably has 3 wins right now, you know.
I'm not saying like the AFC South is going to get 2 teams in, but you're going to get the Texans in. You know the AFC West is going to get Kansas City in. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, they both going to make that jaunt. Buffalo Bills. So, yes, I guess you could say a 3-6 team could do it. Holy hell. The Chargers.
They're in right now. They're the 7 right now.
Are the 7 right now. I know, that just kind of like, I don't know if you noticed, that caught me off guard.
5-3.
Damn, Jim.
Damn, Jim. That's right. Who got it better than him? Nobody.
But Marshawn Lattimore is now going to go and help this team compete with the the Detroit Lions of the world.
Yeah, they got Pittsburgh this week. Got to show up.
Mm-hmm. And then you had Zadarius Smith leaving the Cleveland Browns for Detroit Lions. I mean, I think that, I think that's big. But I think it's bigger for Marshawn Lattimore.
Now, he could be a rental, John. He is a free agent next year, so
Dude,
Washington has to lock him up.
How long's it been since Washington's been relevant in football?
Correct.
And he's being plucked from irrelevance to now a situation where he can go play. I think this is absolutely fun. I think the Commanders, man, they're going to, man. I love this one. Jerry,
arrows pointing up.
Arrows pointing up, big time. I will also say for the Steelers fans, looks like they're loading up on offense, isn't it? I mean, you go out there and try to grab some more wide receivers.
I mean, Mike is a 3 at best now, but
he's a 3. Pickens is out there just doing his damn
Pickens
thing.
balling. Yep.
I don't know if you've been paid attention to Calvin Austin's little
beep beep
beep beep. See ya, Roadrunner. I like this move, and the reason is also liked it because I loved watching television yesterday and seeing Aaron Rodgers live when the news broke and him being his best politician. Mike Williams is a very nice guy. Overcame an injury. I didn't get to work with him a lot in the offseason because I wasn't there, and he was also on the sideline. But yeah, he's a good locker room guy. Kind of quiet, Like the news is breaking. Man, Aaron Rodgers knew he was gone. Did you not remember? I knew he was gone after he cussed him out. And then they didn't play him the next week.
Then you go and get Devontae.
And then you go, get Devontae. Yeah, we're going to keep Mike Williams. No.
And he dropped that ball, if you recall, on Monday Night Football.
That's the one that he got cussed out by Aaron Rodgers.
He dropped that ball,
Like, that was absolutely hilarious, to be honest with you. And I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like the biggest winner might have been I just think the Marshawn Lattimore deal was huge. Also think, though, when we talk about losers, the Jets are, like, they're so in. Like, you fired Robert Saleh. You bring in Devontae Adams. You get rid of Mike Williams. You have Aaron Rodgers. But yet you still have the same record when you had Zach Wilson in your quarterback. Like, I think Joe Douglas has been the biggest loser this season as a general manager. The expectations in New York were insane. Joe Douglas is a loser at the deadline. Jerry Jones is definitely a loser as an owner at the deadline. Hey, you excited about the Cooper Rush experiment?
I mean, I would like to see Trey Lance.
Okay, this is my other question: is why aren't you going to at least see the kid has any possibility? Like, I mean, the dude is now. I mean, he's still a baby, even though his hairline's receding faster than Joy Reid's. Do you know who that lady is?
Nope.
She's some crazy old lady who freaks out on television. I'm talking about this girl hairline gone. Man, don't they have wigs? I think I'm telling you, if I'm a woman, I wear one on Halloween. I remember I was Officer Ed Banger.
For Halloween, last year?
Mm-hmm. Had that wig. It was great. Damn, and
Merkin. I thought you had a Merkin on.
Man, no. That is funny. I'm so proud that you even know what a Merkin is now. I'm bringing that to...
You educated us all.
I educated us all, didn't I? If you don't know what it is, Google it, kids. Oh, but anyway, NFL, some of the games that look ahead, I think that's basically the winner. There wasn't as much movement as you actually thought was going to be at the trade deadline. Was there anything that jumped off the board other than Lattimore, really?
Nope.
And Zadarius Smith?
No, I mean, I was actually looking forward to something if the Cowboys would have made a move because Sunday, Jerry Jones said the trade is in the trailer, on the wheels or something of that nature, and they go and get Mingo for like a 7th-round pick. So I was actually anxious of what he would do. Because they're still in it, like just like the Jets. They are still mathematically in it. You know, how doom and gloom it looks. He could have made some moves. He could have went and got a running back for one.
Well, speaking of
a good one.
Yeah, he could have, but he brought in Zeke Elliott. Which, by the way,
but I think that's when you go. If you're a real player, you go and get Alvin Kamara. That team is toast. You give up that 3rd round and say, hey, I need a running back.
Yeah, you do. I agree with that 100%. Now, my question is, do you actually think that you're going to be mathematically still in it after this week? Because Cowboys face the Eagles And yes, Nick Sirianni is an idiot, but the offense is looking better. He does just when the Eagles get a big lead, nobody likes to let a team back in the game more than the Eagles do. It's just weird. But the Eagles have won 4 straight. They're looking much better. That Falcons loss earlier in the season by 1 doesn't look so devastating. And the Buccaneers, man, they lost to the Buccaneers earlier in the year. They were playing really, really good. Baker Mayfield's been pretty hot. But, man, Eagles got the Cowboys this week, then the Commanders next week. All of a sudden, Eagles could be back sitting just the top of that division after 2 quick weeks. You know that?
Correct, but you look at the opposite spectrum. The Eagles are exactly who the Cowboys need to play because now you get that game back. You know, you put the division game on the line.
But I mean,
Close
the
the
Eagles. Just so you know, Eagles 7-point favorite. No Dak Prescott.
Cooper Rush is 5-1, man.
No Micah Parsons. CD shoulder is banged the bleep up. So who's going to do all the scoring and the defending? Now, they do got a great field goal kicker.
He ain't Dicker.
He ain't Dicker the kicker, but he can boom them from 50 and 60. Was it Aubrey?
Yep.
Kid's pretty good.
I feel you, but, you know.
I'm just saying, I feel like Dallas Cowboys' misery is going to continue. I think this is the Eagles' chance. They beat the Cowboys this weekend. They get the Commanders next weekend. That would be an absolutely huge game. A couple other games that you got to really pay attention to this weekend. Thursday night, we're going to pay attention to it because we need it. But I think Baltimore beats the brakes off the Bengals, right?
They typically do.
I'm just telling you right now, I think you need to get it right now. It's -6 before it goes to 7. In Baltimore, Thursday night, the way Lamar Jackson, he just had a perfect quarterback rating. I don't know if you noticed, Derrick Henry's leading the league in rushing with 1,052 and has 11 touchdowns. Todd Monken's calling some really good. I mean, that offense right now is humming. And the Bengals, while they are now 4-5, they're going against the best offense in football right now, possibly either the Lions or the Ravens. And this is a team, so they beat the Raiders, whippity-doo-dah. You saw what the Eagles did to them. They pulled out the pimp hand and dropped 37 all in that terrible defense's face. And before that, you beat the Browns when they had Deshaun Watson, and you beat a terrible team in the New York Football Giants, only scoring 17 points. Remember, they played the Ravens earlier this year, second game of the year when there was still belief. It was also when they had to have it. And Baltimore dropped 41 in their house. Baltimore is going to score another 40 points this week. I love that game on Thursday night. But it's not really one of those just super fascinating games. It's going to be one that I like to gamble on. That's going to be huge. I think this Buffalo Colts game's actually got a little juice. Colts are fighting for it. Buffalo, how good are you? Why is Buffalo only a 4-point favorite?
I don't know, because Flacco didn't look like Flacco.
Well, dude, Jonathan Taylor didn't look like Jonathan Taylor, man. They last week, let's just be real. They got their butt whipped. The Vikings are better defensively than I ever imagined. The Vikings played a hell of a football game.
A lot of reports say Flores will be back in the helm next year for a head coaching position after flaming out in the Dolphins.
Well, he didn't flame out. He got pushed out because he hated Tua, and they were committed to Tua, and he didn't want Tua. And I get it. Small quarterback who's always got a concussion, and at that time had happy feet. It took a coach like Josh McDaniel to finally figure out how to utilize him. And also, he didn't have Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle.
He's been missing in action.
You know?
Waddle's been.
Man, when your record is what it is, you start paying attention to your kids and say, hey, man, this is my job. I don't know, man. He is missing in action. If you have him on your fantasy team, you're freaking out.
Yeah, because there were conversations he was a 1B, 1A kind of. Nah.
Well, I don't know. Now, your 49ers play the Bucks. San Francisco's a 5.5-point favorite. I know you're excited because guess who's back?
The Christian, the Savior.
The Savior. Christian McCaffrey, man.
It'll take him a while to get going. Don't get happy, fantasy owners. If you got him, I mean, it's probably worth a flex position, but he ain't a RB1 or 2 just yet. Little fantasy talk for you.
I will say, though, you never know. It's like Christian McCaffrey, that dude, like, when he hits the ground running. How many, what was it, like 16, 17 games in a row where he scored a touchdown?
And by him not playing this year, I think that's still intact. Because he scored in the Super Bowl.
That's right.
He scored in the Super Bowl.
This dude just scored. When he plays, man, anytime touchdown, just bet on it, damn it. Use your little 20% profit boost they give you every week. Or at least they give it to me.
He's spent enough with him.
BetMGM, baby.
You're what they call a preferred customer.
Man, I got my own little homie, Colin. I love it.
Yeah, you're a preferred customer.
Man, I go to the MGM suite when I go down to the Grizzlies games. I love them. I love them. Eventually, I'm going to take some money from them. But the Lions and the Texans, their front seven is not very good. Detroit's is right now. They are playing good defense, team defense. They're bending. They're not breaking, giving up a lot of touchdowns. The Texans have got to block somebody because they're going to get C.J. Stroud killed. He has been sacked the third most in the National Football League. The offensive line win rate is the fourth worst in the National Football League. So, Lions, are they going to be able to put pressure? It's the Sunday night football game. It's from NRG Stadium down in Houston. It's going to be a good home crowd, but the Lions are only 3 and a hook. The way the Lions offense is playing right now, like, how can you not back the Lions? The Texans are a cute team. They're good. They're not complete. They lost to the Jets. If you lose to, do you know how much respect I lost for the Texans last week?
How much?
A lot. When the Jets beat you, I mean, damn. Before the Jets beat the Texans, the only teams that they had beaten, that is the Jets, were the Tennessee Titans and the New England Patriots. You do realize that, right?
Yep.
That is not, those aren't good wins. They had lost 5 games in a row. And then all of a sudden, Texans go to New York, only score 13 points on that defense. Lions defense bends but don't break. I think you're going to score more than that. But how are you going to stop the Lions offense that is the best run offense in football, the best offensive line in football, and the best at play action? Jared Goff is completing everything. I think that's the lock. That always scares me, though. You know?
When you go lock.
when you think it, when it looks too easy, it always is, isn't it?
Yep. See Monday night.
Oh, Monday night, yeah. Rams -1.
No. Monday night was 9.5 with Kansas City.
Oh, yeah.
And I gave the 9.5. Then it rains, and then Baker turns into a gunslinger with no wide receivers.
Just throwing to his tight end.
Covers it easily. Covers it easily.
Man, that game was right there, dude.
Approach with
goes
caution.
into overtime. That was crazy, wasn't it? That was crazy. But the Dolphins-Rams game also looks a little nuts to me. I don't know if you noticed. Rams have won 3 in a row.
Yeah, man. I know.
And they beat your 49ers.
Somehow they get one every year. Now that we've broken our streak against them. But, you know.
And I think, like, the Seahawks offense right now is better than the Dolphins currently. And Seahawks at their house only could put up 20 on that Rams team. That young defensive front, even without Aaron Donald, they're playing and flying around. And Matt Stafford just still makes plays.
I think it's McVay, man. As long as
I love Sean
as
McVay.
long as I've been like, he ain't that. Yeah, he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback that just knows how to get his team ready. He just does. He just does.
I mean, he's one of the most prepared people on planet Earth as well. Oh, my goodness. I'm excited. NFL action, but I'm more excited about what we got coming up in college football. We talked about the college football playoff ranking. Looks like 4 Big Ten teams are going to make it. You got Oregon at 1, Ohio State 2. You got Indiana at 8. And Penn State, by the way, they're at 6. And guess what? Oregon doesn't play Penn State, Indiana, or Ohio State again because they already played Ohio State, and that's the only one they play out of that group. The only the four remaining, the only tough game is going to be Indiana and Ohio State. Ohio State wins, they're in the Big Ten championship game. Indiana wins, they're in the Big Ten championship game with Oregon. But still, Ohio State ain't going to fall from 2 out to 12 with a loss to an undefeated Indiana team and a 1-point loss to Oregon. So 4 Big Ten teams are getting in. I believe 4 SEC teams are getting in. You got Georgia, Texas, Tennessee. I believe those 3 are going to get in. Alabama at 11, I don't. I think somebody's going to sneak in from the Ole Miss, LSU, and steal that. Because I think, I'm telling you, I think Bama goes down to Death Valley and loses this weekend.
If that's the case, that's LSU spot then.
And then LSU. Well, no, if Ole Miss beats Georgia, I think Ole Miss.
Oh.
God, but the damn head-to-head.
Yeah. Yeah.
How could you blow that game? You had it.
Yep,
Take
that's
the points
LSU
in
spot,
the first
yeah.
quarter. You're right, it is, man.
That's LSU spot,
because
baby.
of head-to-head, damn it. Man.
But you know how they like to keep up stuff. They'll put out Ole Miss right there and have those folk down in Baton Rouge acting a fool.
Acting a daggone fool.
Yeah, I'm saying, what the hell, you know.
Well, we are late for a break. Hardwood's on the other side. Do me a favor, people. Got some funny stories for you, so come back. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11, here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. I have been told that my ads are all business and I should share some of my personality. Okay, I love tongue twisters, like the one about the terrific tasting toast by Taste Tester Toaster, or Big Black Bugs, Bleed Blue Blood, and of course Sally and her seashells. Or of course the ever-present I'm a mother pheasant plucker, I pluck mother pheasants. Okay, enough of that. If you want an honest, fair, reasonable roofing, siding, or gutter estimate, call Fiveash Roofing at 367-0050. That's exactly what you'll get. No empty promises, no high-pressure sales tactics, and no fast-talking salesman trying to convince you that today and only today is the best day for you to get a new roof. For the record, the best day to get a new roof is when you're ready for one. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
4.9-liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a hump day here. It's wet outside, but you know what, man? Don't let a little water bother you. Go get you some good old... this is the kind of day, you know what you do? You curl up at your favorite little bar. You know what I'm saying? Go in there, sit down. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? I'm good, you know. It's wet. Get you a little grub. Maybe a little chili in there. Get you some chili or something. Tell you one thing, I don't care what you get because everything goes with Tito's. If life hands you lemons, you don't freak out, you don't fret, you don't stress, you just make a lemon drop. Make sure it's with the best. That's Tito's handmade vodka. Why is it the best? 1, it's USA vodka. 2, it's gluten-free, made from corn. 3, it's got the dopest, flavor for a vodka. It's slightly sweet with a black pepper note. It balances everything out. You can be crafting a cocktail. You could be drinking it neat. Whatever it is, make sure you get your Tito's on today. Let's go to Hardwood.
SS Hardenwood.
I caught you off guard. I caught you off guard, homie.
I'm starting to think you do that on purpose.
Man, I'm good at it. I'm good at it. Now, I got to tell you something. One other thing I'm good at, just noticed that somebody in the text inbox was like, we were talking college football playoffs, 12-team expansion. One guy said, I figured, Johnny, you'd go to Austin, keep Austin weird. The dude said, that is their little saying down there, isn't it? Keep Austin weird.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
it
believe
is.
so. I spent some months down there.
Man, it's dope. I like that. But, I love Knoxville. I have to check Austin out someday. But I did want to mention one other thing. I feel like there are a few games, and I've talked about the biggest games left for the college football playoff ranking system that's going on currently. Like these teams that are going to get in, what are the biggest games left? One of them is Georgia and Ole Miss this weekend. 3 Georgia, 16 Ole Miss down in Oxford. Right now, Georgia's only a little 2.5-point favorite. Jackson Dart came off throwing 6 touchdowns and for like 600 damn yards. Carson Beck has nothing but turnover issues, 11 turnovers in the last 5 games. He threw 3 in the last game, 3 interceptions, that is. I hope Ole Miss wins their defense. But then don't forget, guess who else? Next week, another huge game for the college football playoffs will be Georgia versus Tennessee. If Georgia does get by their showdown with Ole Miss, it's going to be really dangerous for this Vols team coming in already. But if they lose, this is going to be a do or die. And again, the Vols haven't given up 20 points to anybody all year. If you get a Tennessee team that's 8-1 after beating the Bulldogs, lock it up. Knoxville, you dancing. That's a huge one. But also, Georgia, what if they lost 2 weeks in a row? There's a very good possibility that happens, and right now the number 3 team in the college football power rankings falls all the way out that joint. They've already lost to Alabama. Then you lose to Tennessee and Ole Miss. 3 losses, SEC. You don't make it to the SEC championship game. Holy moly, people. All you people that got Georgia on them futures odds, you right now shaking in your boots. Again, Ole Miss can score like Wilt Chamberlain. And Tennessee can lock down D like Riley Reid. Telling you, they could do it. Over in the Big Ten, we talk about the 4 teams that could make it. Indiana, Ohio State is a big game for one thing. Can Kurt Cignetti take his team to 10-0 and go to the Big Ten championship game? That would be awesome. But I don't think it's so big that it's going to knock either Ohio State out. They would still only have 2 losses, and it would be to both of the teams that are playing in the Big Ten championship game. And they are going to stay above Penn State, who doesn't have anybody left, who's sitting at 6 and ain't going to move. So it really isn't all that big. The Alabama-LSU game is so massive this weekend, is not even funny. This is theoretically the final big test of the regular season for the Crimson Tide. Because they win, they're holding on. They lose, see you bye-bye. And don't forget Texas A&M in Texas at the end of the year. That one is going to be massive. A&M did suffer just an absolute beat down by the Cocks. The Gamecocks just pulled it out and beat the boys. That was just, you're like, ugh. Texas A&M the week before, I think, gave up, 24 yards? And then went out there and gave up 300 or something. South Carolina was running roughshod on them suckers. The Longhorns, though, 10-1 at the end of the season. More than likely, you're going to be sitting there and looking at the Aggies team that's 9-2.
You're correct. 286 they gave up.
286, man. And the week before that, they only gave up 24. They just got mollywopped. Now, Notre Dame and Army actually is kind of a pretty big game if Utah somehow did beat BYU, because that is the holy war. You know that? Crazier things have happened. But without their long-haired hippie quarterback, I don't think they have a chance, because pretty boy Zach Wilson's little brother, the other Wilson brother, he's got skill, but he's still a baby, you know? I mean, he just won a state championship last year. Crazy thing is they only got like BYU as a 5-point favorite over Utah in the Holy War. It'd be
Sounds
crazy.
like they're waiting on BYU to tumble.
Sounds like it. Speaking of tumbling, though, back to a little bit of funny stuff. Some Hardwood stories. I told you Shohei Ohtani could speak English.
Yeah, I ran it back
Told
again
you.
On Sports Time yesterday.
Told you. How long have I been saying this?
2 years, you say?
Mm-hmm. Now, the one thing, though, is I got to say he's tough as nails. Did you know he tore his labrum?
Ew.
He's having surgery today to repair it. I have torn my labrum. It hurts. It hurts. And my man still went out there and plays game 3, 4, and 5. I got to say, Shohei's tough.
Oh, yeah. He's built, you can tell he's built different.
So explain this to me. My man can play with a torn labrum. People want to say NBA athletes are tougher and better than baseball players. Kiss my butt, man. I can't play on a back-to-back because I'm tired. They played 162, and my man was playing with a torn labrum. Bumps, bruises. You know a catcher? You know how many times he gets hit? You know how sore a catcher is after the end of the year? He doesn't sit. He sits 1 game a week. 1 game a week. Catches 6 others. So is it true NBA players are soft? Like baby poo.
Like baby poo.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way I'll combat that is by saying that the NBA players run about 2 miles per game.
They play 82 half the game.
Yeah, but Shohei ain't running 2 miles in a game.
When he pitches 9 innings, I would rather run 2 miles on my legs than pitching. I would tell you I'd rather run 2 miles and catch 9 innings where dudes are throwing 100 miles an hour and balls are bouncing off you and you're in a seated position and your legs are hurting. Now, can a first baseman look like John Kruk? Absolutely. You don't have to be the most athletic, but damn it, you still have to be tough. Here, they're better athletes, but they're not tougher, is what I'm saying.
Can a first baseman look like Kruk?
John Kruk, yeah, you remember him, man? That dude was just fat and crazy. I loved him,
I
though.
love some Kruk, man. Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, dude. Brought you back, man. You got to chuckle to that one. Dude, literally, he looked like if you put him in, some normal clothes and sat him on the corner of a bar, you would just think he's a homeless drunk.
With the John Daly beard.
Mm-hmm. Dude, he was one of the funniest dudes on TV, too, after his career.
Yeah, they took Kruk down, man.
They did. Yeah, they did. But, man, Shohei is tough as nails, and I just got to say, man, I'm sorry. I think baseball players are tougher. And now there's some tough stuff with Conor McGregor. Did you see what this idiot's done?
What is he in the news for?
Dude, he's facing a sexual assault case. He's in the courtroom. He's always in trouble. I hate to say this. He doesn't need to drink. Because I've seen many a times in his video, he gets drunk and he's out with his wife, and then he forgets that he's with his wife and he's trying to make out with some other girl.
Yeah, and it's bad, man. One report says that the woman, quote, says she feared she wouldn't see her daughter again.
It is ugly. And again, he's a UFC fighter. I bet she was scared. Sick freak. I don't know, man. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And I also don't understand, man, MB got suspended for 3 games.
Yes, Paul Bunyan should have.
Man, let me just tell you something. No, if you really want to punish him, make him play 3 games in a row.
So you will play back-to-back.
You will play back-to-back every damn game. That's how you punish him. And he did, push the little calmless Marcus Hayes. But did you hear some of the reasons that he pushed him?
Yeah, it got personal, right?
He did get personal, man. I mean, he brought up his dead brother and his son. Listen, I don't think you should push. I don't think you should hit just people. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to hit them. But I sure as hell don't mind you shaking them. You know what I'm saying? Did you remember that's from?
No, where is it from?
It's one from a great stand-up comedian that I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh, back in the day, John, we used to get what was called a tongue lashing.
I like them.
Tongue lashing set you straight back in the day.
Yup.
Yep. Yep.
Let me tell you something, boy. Go pick that switch off
There
the
you
tree.
go. There
Man,
you
let me
go.
tell you something. And now, like, people say if you spank your kids, like, that's child abuse.
You're going to jail.
Please. Sad thing is, though, I have daughters. I never actually. I was so soft on them. But it worked out
currently
good.
in their face.
Man, it's just hard. Like, you can't, like getting on your daughter when she starts crying and stuff. You feel wrong. You're like, I should have done a better job as a parent. It's my
Oh,
fault.
you start crying.
Yeah, I like that. When my little girl started crying, man, I start crying, man. I'm soft. I'm like, oh, baby, I didn't mean to hurt you. But man, their moms were tough as hell. I'll tell you one thing, man. Moms don't play with daughters. Like, they become best friends and everything when it gets older. But when you're young, you want to be punished by your father. Because a mom will go the bleep off. But if she has a son, her baby boy could never do nothing wrong. Isn't that weird how that is?
That's how it goes, man.
Speaking of that, Lakers play tonight the Grizzlies. Is Jackson Hayes going to continue to get minutes?
He's tall. That's
no,
why.
I'm talking about because didn't he get in he got in a little trouble. He's got an investigation into a domestic disturbance from 2021.
Him too?
Yeah. So if you see Jackson, boo. Keep your hands to yourself. I guess that's the theme of today's Hardwood. And by the way, have you heard about all this alien stuff?
It's always alien news, John. What's the
Bro,
latest?
Man, like, now I don't know if it's true. I think it's true. Because, like, some smart dude said
If
it
it's
was
on
true.
the internet, it's obviously true.
Well, I mean, like, this dude's, like, smart. Like, he was, not smart. He was, like, head of, like, the Canadian Aerospace Minister Defense. I don't know, whatever they do in Canada. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was somebody important in Canada. And he says that the little Facebook boy, what's his name, Mark Zuckerberg?
Yeah.
Thief, by the way. Speaking of a thief, stole it from them twins, man. I watched that movie. The Social Network.
You saw that?
Yeah, man. Zuckerberg was just stealing stuff from the Vostovlov twins.
The Vostovlov.
Whatever the hell their name was. But it was not like they were nice guys. I didn't really care. They were kind of a-holes. But, man, they say that Mark Zuckerberg has, like, something where he's trying to find a geosphere, some Diosphere, something, Dyson sphere, something about like you put it around a star and it moves around and collects energy and sends a signal, and I don't know what the hell they talking about, okay? But I'll tell you, like Mark Zuckerberg and this dude said they found it, and they got proof that aliens are out there, and they're just not telling you because it's going to freak people out.
What if we're the aliens?
Man, what if we're just like the aliens made us and we're just like their little ant farm?
Yeah, what if we're the aliens?
Man, I don't want to know anything, actually. I like just watching Ancient Aliens on History Channel and Giorgio Tsoukalos' crazy hair.
You know what we call that in the newsroom? Blissfully ignorant.
I love that. I do love being blissfully ignorant. Like, I don't know if you know this. Like, women, if you fail and you slip up and you cheat,
dust yourself off and try again?
Don't tell your husband.
Oh.
Or your boyfriend, because what he doesn't know won't hurt him. And like, you go to him because you feel guilty. And again, that's you being selfish. You were selfish when you were laying with another man. Now you're about to be even more selfish because you feel guilty.
Cardi B.
Don't go to your man crying and saying, I'm so sorry, but I cheated on you. Go to your friend. Go to a therapist. Because all he gonna do is get mad as hell, not trust you, and y'all's relationship is over. And again, I'm just saying this because nobody's perfect. Everybody falls short. But don't go, like, do you agree with me? Like, what I don't know, I don't care.
Blissfully ignorant.
Blissfully ignorant.
We love it.
She loves me. No, I'm not saying go cheat on your man and just don't tell him. I'm just saying if you slip up, don't do it again. But don't ever tell him. Because I'll tell you one thing, men know one thing. Deny, deny, deny till the day you die. Back into Shake Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Fall is football at the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland, Town Square. Monday through Friday, it's happy hour from 3 to 6 with $1 off all draft beers, $5 off well drinks, $4.50 for house wine, and half off pretzel bites, mozzarella sticks, queso, corn dogs, and pickles. Enjoy Friday night nights from 7 to close. Dine in and buy 12 wings and get 5 regular wings for free. Come watch college football and every pro game on the weekends. All at the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland, Town Square. Highway 70, fall is football.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood, across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswingerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at TriumphAutoSales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
Simple, smooth, and every sip is easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does your favorite mixers. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand bottled, taste tested, sent out to a few friends, then taste tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff, just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Guess what, man? I just found out. I just got reminded of something because, I have to be reminded of things. I got a little something to do tonight. I ain't going to the Lakers-Grizzlies game because I'm going to Anthony Sain's birthday.
What?
Yeah, happy birthday, big homie.
You got a party, private party.
Slice of Soul karaoke night, 1299 Madison Avenue. So if it's couples night, does that mean somebody's bringing a pineapple?
Probably so.
I can't, inviting me to a couples night is a dangerous thing. I'm just kidding. Chaz is probably one day going to kill me. I hope you.
That'll be
baby,
murder.
Do me a favor. You know how many times I've said, will you quit listening to my show? Don't look at my phone and don't listen to my show. No, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. I love you, Chaz. You're the greatest. But I'm just reminding, if you are listening, we will be at a Slice of Soul karaoke night for Anthony Sain's birthday. Now, we got to gamble. We got some action tonight. Last night, thank goodness, the line moved so much that I didn't touch it. Didn't even thinking about touch it. When I saw a thing move 3 points, I was like, too much money. And then as you look, it was like 90% of the money was on Bowling Green. All they had to do was call one kid. Yo, hey, kid, I know y'all like money now. I'm going to give you a little NIL, but we're not going to tell you, we're going to find you a, you know how, people get, fronts? Hey, this kid's doing, a laundromat. I don't know if you know. Come on over to the laundromat and wash your clothes, kiddos. Man, that's just a front for the MGMs and the FanDuels to be like, I got to buy this kid. We got way too much loose. That's what I feel like happened last night.
Over at the laundromat.
Man, all right. Big Daddies. You remember Big Daddies back in the day?
Video game place or pawn
The
shop?
pawn shop.
Oh, yeah,
joint?
pawn shop.
May, come on now.
They had a lot going on.
They had a lot going on at Big Daddies. If you're an old head, you remember those things. Gambling machine. Anyway. Don't want to put everybody's thing out on Front Street. But I do want to help you win a little bit of money. And I like Western Michigan plus the 2.5 tonight. I like a little, you know what's great about Maction? You get it on Tuesday and Wednesday when there's not a lot going on in the world. You can kind of chill, watch a little football, and enjoy a little Maction. But when you get a home dog on a Wednesday night, and you got people coming to Waldo Stadium in Kalamazoo, Michigan, you better back Western Michigan. Take that 2.5. Man, they got like this kid Wolf throwing the ball all over the yard. He's got 15 touchdowns, only 3 picks. Northern Illinois is 1-3 in Maction. Western Michigan at home as a dog seems weird, feels weird, but man, that's what I'm taking. You gonna be rocking with me?
I think we can get out with that.
Now, NBA, I tell people all the time, you don't bet on the NBA until Christmas Day. It's absolutely, it's not good for your health. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really, really would not be good for you. But, if you're going to bet on them, don't you have to go with, like, the Celtics at home tonight? Like the Warriors, they hit a ton of threes and they do it, but guess who hits more threes? Boston. Like they copycatted what the Splash Brothers did, and then they just did some steroids and made it better. They shoot more threes, have more three-point shooters, and they have a better defense. I think the Celtics are going to say, we saw what you did and we made it better. And I think they go out and smack them. Now, I'm not betting on it. But if I had to touch anything in the NBA, it would be the Celtics and the Warriors. Boston's at home. Now, the Grizzlies-Lakers play tonight down at the Grindhouse. Memphis is now down to a 1.5-point favorite. I'm going for Memphis. So I just can't bet on them because then if they lose, I'll be double mad tomorrow on a wonderful Thursday. I hope everybody gets out there, makes this world a better place. For Darian, I'm John. We'll see you on the flip.